Hello, 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 everybody. I am so excited. Give me just 1 second. I'm making sure that we are live, that you can hear me. So I'm going to throw on some music just for a second to make sure. I don't know if you guys have heard this song. If you were jumping on, just let me know if you can hear the music right in the comments. We're just about to get started. I want to make sure everything is working right. I want to make sure that you can see me, you guys. Let me know you can see me. All right, here we go. All right, it looks like the live is going. Let me know. There we go. I'm not going to be able to. Let me hear. All right. So here's the thing. If you are jumping on right now and you can see me, let me know in the comments that you can see me. Put in some hearts, drop some comments, let me know, because here's the thing is I am going to be on StreamYard. So all the links that I sent out were for StreamYard because I want to be able to see your comments. But if you put comments in the Facebook group, just know that I won't be able to answer those yet. Unless you are in the stream for StreamYard. So you guys, I am so excited to be here tonight. I wanted to make sure that every one of you got the invite. I wanted to make sure that every one of you that signed up for tonight, you are going to be eligible to win some cool prizes. So I will let you know at the end what you have to do to be able to be eligible for the prize for tonight. And each live is going to be a little bit different. So let's get this party started. I want to make sure. So it's a little weird, you guys, when we're doing the presentation, we've got StreamYard and we've got Facebook. So let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you're watching from YouTube. Let me know if you're watching from the StreamYard link, or let me know if you are watching from Facebook. Just throw your comments down. Like I said, throw your likes, throw your loves down. Let me know, because I don't want this to be a passive training tonight where I'm just giving you a bunch of information. No, I want you to interact. I want you to participate, because here's the thing is you are going to get out of it what you put into it. So that's why I am so excited for tonight. That's why I was jamming out to some music, because we are going to light it up tonight. Over the next 3 days, let me just tell you guys, welcome, welcome, welcome to my 5-day 3K sales while you sleep training. I am so excited to be here, you guys, because this is what we're going to go over tonight, tomorrow, and the following day is literally the strategy that I wish that I would have had. Since I adopt this strategy, I have 10 times business. And let me just tell you, like, I'm not a guru. I am not an expert. I am just like you. We're going to go into a little bit about my story, but I'm going to give you just a little bit of that. I hate the presentations where people go on and on and on about themselves. I don't want to do that. I want to give you guys this strategy, because at the end of each training, I will be offering an invitation for you to work and actually create this for yourself. So that's going to be at the end. But if we don't continue together, if we're not a right fit, or if you want to just do this yourself, then you are going to have everything you need to put together a plan to adopt this strategy. Because this is the number one thing that I see so many coaches struggling with, is their marketing and their messaging. And so you can be a badass coach, but the thing is that if you don't get anybody to see it, if you can't get anybody to take action, then your coaching is wasted. And that's why I am so passionate about this, because we're going to go into really what is behind the marketing, right? It's all about human behavior. So you can see me, put in the comments, like I said, to be eligible for some of the prizes, you guys, it's going to depend on how much you participate. So the person that participates the most, whether you're commenting, whether you're giving me the likes, the loves. Here, I got some emojis. I love the fire emoji. I love The heart emoji, that's one of my favorites. So make sure that you're lighting it up in the emojis too, because the person that participates the most, you have to sign up and you have to participate, because again, you're going to get out of this what you put into it. So I want you to bring your energy. You guys, I have like my favorite drinks right here. I've got 3 different things. Make sure you got your drinks, make sure you got your snacks, because we are going to get into it. Let me make sure that I am, let's see here. All right, I'm going to start the presentation. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let me know that you can see this okay. When I get on the presentation, I'm not going to be able to switch back and forth. So I'm going to rely on your guys' comments. I'm going to rely on you letting me know that you can see this, all right? Let me just check. There's a little bit of a delay. And Facebook, there we go. All right. All right, you guys, welcome, welcome, welcome to the 5-Day 3K Sales While You Sleep. This is going to be your roadmap. I am going to literally give you a roadmap to a 6-figure strategy, because when we think about it, what we're going to be covering is how to unpack the brain and heart science and psychology behind a 6-figure strategy. This is where I see most coaches are struggling, and that's why I really want to break down some of these barriers for you so that you can be the badass coach that you are and get your people to take action, right? We're going to help you hack your buyer's brain, because it's all about human behavior. So before we get started, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Dustin. I'm a heart-led leader and business coach. So I help coaches with their marketing, with their messaging. I help you guys hack your buyer's brain using brain and heart science and psychology so that you can fill your products and services. I'm also into course creation. So I'm going to actually help you create your products, because as a coach, we spend so much time with that one-on-one that we end up being burnt out. And if you're not having your content working for you, then you're really missing out on a lot of that income opportunity and a lot of opportunity to expand your impact as well. So again, I'm an online strategy consultant. I help you build profitable pathways online. I'm creator of One Tribe Rising, and I also host Modern Day Profits Rising from Soul podcast. So with that being said, you guys, I want to go into letting you know, like, I am just like you. If I can do this, you can do this. Because here's the thing, 6 years ago, I was a complete mess in my life. I was smoking, I was drinking, I was on pain medication, I was on sleeping medication. I was in, by all means of success from the outside, people would say I had a successful life because I was making 6 figures. But I was miserable. I wanted to die. And I had my awakening and realized that what was missing is that I wasn't following my calling. I wasn't following my purpose. And so I literally changed around my whole life. And now I do what I do today. So if I can do this, you guys, you can do this as well. So let me just check the comments and make sure. Anybody, if you're putting the comments down, again, if you're commenting from Facebook, I can't see you. So go to the StreamYard link, click on that, give StreamYard permission. Then I can see your comments and we can take any questions at the end. Okay, so before we start, you guys, though, when I talk about being a heart-led leader and I'm using brain and heart science, this is what I'm talking about. So before we start, what I want you to do, and I want you to do this with me, because as you do this with me, it's nothing that you have to try to do. It's nothing that you have to be good at. Literally, I'm going to tell you what's starting to happen in your body the second that you put your hand over your heart. So first and foremost, this is going to get you out of your head. By the time that we're 35 or older, 95% of our behavior is pre-programmed subconscious behavior. Now, what the heck does that mean? Well, that means that we're on autopilot. So we're running around like busy little bees all day, trying to get stuff done, trying to do, right? But the thing is that we're not taking any time to be in our body. We're not taking any time to connect to our heart. So when you can do this practice, I recommend doing this practice literally for 10 minutes in the morning before you do anything else. Because here's what's happening is there's your body now, the second that you put your hand over your heart, your energy is going to flow where your attention goes, right? So now you're putting your attention on your heart, and now energy is starting to go to your heart space. So as that energy starts to come in, there's a couple of physiological responses that start to happen. Short term, or short example is that your body starts to produce serotonin and oxytocin. So serotonin is what I call your body feel good. Oxytocin is what I call the love drug. So your to release those two chemicals immediately the second that you put your hand over your heart. That's why literally just by doing this, you don't have to be good at it, but you can start to feel a difference. This is how I literally started fighting anxiety, started working through my depression, was just this simple little exercise. So it's not these huge changes that we have to make. It's these little things that can make the world of difference. So not only that, the other thing that's happening is, long story short, it's also producing nitrous oxide. Well, nitrous oxide brings in new blood. And when there's new blood that comes in, your blood vessels start to expand, right? There's literally like a heart ecstasy that's happened because now your heart is getting engorged with all this fresh blood and fresh energy. And so literally through this process, you're now like sending all these new signals to your body to put your body in better state. So therefore, if you can start out each morning in a state like this, or do this during the day, 10 minutes is all it takes. And it literally is going to change the way you start making decisions. And then it's going to get you out of your head. So that's why I like to do this. One of the reasons why I like to do this together is because now when you're seeing me, what I'm doing, even though you aren't aware of this consciously, what I'm doing subconsciously is your body is recognizing that I am now putting myself in a vulnerable state in front of you. Now, what does that mean? That means that your little mirror neurons are lighting up, because it's like that monkey see, monkey do, right? So I am telling you and your subconscious and your body with my body language that I am putting myself vulnerable in front of you. So as you're doing this, because you're putting your body, just by putting your hand over your heart, you're putting your body in a more vulnerable state. You're now allowing yourself to not act from a reactive place, right? Because when we're more vulnerable, that's not a time that we attack. That's not a time that we defend. That's a time that we literally like can sit back and take a pause. So I love doing this for difficult conversations. I love doing this with partners because it helps with communication so much. Anytime that I'm doing anything, I always do this heart practice. So I wanted to do that with you to show you that it doesn't require these huge changes. It's literally these small adjustments that we make. So let's talk about if you're in the right place or not. So this is for you. If you are someone who wants to serve people on a higher level, you are in the right place. If you want to find and follow your purpose to help others, you are in the right place. If you are someone that has a lot of ideas but don't know where to start, you are in the right place. If you have been trying to do everything on your own with little to no results up until now, then you are in the right place, my friend. So let's talk about who this is not for, because if this is you, then we can part ways right now. If you are someone who'd rather talk about what you want to do rather than take action towards your vision, then this is not going to be for you. If you're someone who'd rather complain about the way things are than to do anything to change them, this is not going to be for you. If you're a watchpreneur, right, who wants everything right now, but doesn't want to work for it, this isn't going to be for you. And if you're somebody that wants to reap all the rewards, but you don't want to take any of the steps to go after those rewards, this isn't for you. And one of the great things about this system that I'm going to show you how to set up is you get to call who you work with, right? It's no more feeling like you have to work with every single that person that comes along. No, this is about you choosing the right people for you, right? Because there are people that are waiting for you. So now that we got that out of the way, we're going to start with some basic human behavior, because here's the thing is the key to understanding marketing, motivation, and transformation, which if you're a coach, if you're somebody that wants to serve, like you need to know about this basic human behavior is that people will move towards pleasure and move away from pain. Now, marketing is all about how you can communicate that journey. And I want to tell you what I want you to do before we start is I want you to suspend your disbelief, right? We all have the ability to disbelieve things, but I want you to suspend that for a moment. I want you to check that at the door because I want you to look at some things with some fresh eyes tonight. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to blow some things out of the water that maybe you've thought for a long time. So first and foremost, change can be instant. Change doesn't have to take a long time. No, when you make a decision and you're committed to it, change can be like that, right? We may need to take action to carry out that change, but it takes one decision to make change. And change doesn't have to be hard, right? We get into these subconscious thought patterns like change is so difficult, it has to take such a long time. Well, that's not true, right? Change doesn't have to be hard. It's all about your perspective and how you look at things. So I want to talk a little bit, and I'm going to ask you a question now, and this may seem really out of the blue, but I'm going to tell you a little story, right? So what is your sweet treat? Mine, as you can see, is the cookie. I have a cookie monster that lives inside of me, right? I love cookies. I love cookies. I love cookies. I love cookies. Well, I don't know if you guys have ever worked for a place that you absolutely hate or worked for a boss that you absolutely can't stand. But I worked at this one particular place. And at this place, they had these amazing cookies. And these amazing cookies were marketed as protein cookies. So, you know, you could justify that they were good for you because they had a lot of protein in them. The problem is that these big cookies not only had, it was in one serving had 64 grams of sugar in it. There were 2 servings in one cookie. But because my Cookie Monster loved them so much, it was like spoke to that pleasure, right? It spoke to that instant gratification, that instant feel good that cookies do for me. But it came to a point where I almost was eating 2 of those a day, and I could not do that because I was working out. I was doing all this stuff. So eating that cookie, even though it tasted so good and even though it provided that instant gratification, was not in the way of my value. It's not in the way that I wanted to go. But because the pleasure of the cookie was greater than everything else, guess what? I ate the cookie. So the reason why I brought up this place and how evil I thought this boss was is she ruled by fear. And literally, if you've ever had that boss that like the second that she would drive up into the parking lot, like everybody would just be like, hold their breath. They tried to avoid her, all that stuff. Well, I knew that I had to figure out a way to get rid of these cookies, right? I could not keep eating cookies like this during my day. And I want to talk to you about how marketing is just like this, because we have to leverage the pleasure and the pain in our lives to get us to do different things, right? It's all about being able to leverage that. And I had to think of something that was more painful than the pleasure of the cookie. And what I came up with is when I was going back and forth with a coworker, because we were trying to think of something and I needed that outside perspective. We first came up with like a day. Like I knew that this job was only a means to an end, but I didn't want to stay there one day more than I had to, right? If you've ever had a boss like that, if you've ever worked for a place like that, let me know. Let me know you know what it's like, because man, you just know, like, it makes you sick to go there. It makes you sick to talk to that person, right? And you just want to be done, but you know you have to pay the bills, and so you're sticking it out. Well, I didn't want to stay at this place one more minute than I had to. So I thought about a day. Like for every cookie that I ate, I had to stay an extra day. Well, you know, when it came to the pleasure of that cookie, a day didn't seem so bad. But so I made it a week. So in my mind, what I did is I could have the cookie, but for every cookie I ate, it meant that I was tacking on an extra week of how long I was going to work with this person, and how that during that week, I would have to see her and deal with her every single day. Let me just tell you, change happens just like that, because I've never had another one of those cookies again. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because, like I said, change doesn't have to be hard. Change doesn't have to take a long time. You just have to find the right leverage points to leverage your pleasure and your pain. So that's what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to unpack what marketing is. And I know that there are people, some people are brand new, some people haven't even started their business yet, and we've got some seasoned coaches. So everybody's at a different level here. So how we're going to run this training is tonight is going to be the overview of everything. And as we go into tomorrow and then Wednesday, we're going to go to a deeper level, right? I'm going to give you the big overview tonight. Tomorrow, we're going to go a little bit deeper. And then by the third day, I'm going to give you your 5-day game plan. So, what is marketing? Well, we talked about how to connect and communicate clearly with your people. Now, can you understand how, if you're confused about what you do, if you can't speak to the benefits or the problems that you solve, how are you going to be able to communicate that with your people, right? Marketing is all about attracting the people that you want and repelling the people that you don't. Marketing is not about attracting everybody. No, it's about repelling the people that don't get your message. And a lot of people really, they look at rejection as a bad thing. They look at critics as a bad thing, but that means your marketing is working. Your marketing isn't working until you've attracted at least one critic. So, because not everybody is for you, right? But when you get your messaging so on point and so specific, guess what? You start attracting your people because they resonate with your message so much. Now, I wish I could tell you guys that this was the only way to go, but it's not. I wish I could tell you that there's a right or wrong answer for all of your marketing questions, but it's not. It doesn't work that way because marketing is a series of experiments. Now, marketing is all about your ability to grab your people's attention and to keep your people's attention. And again, marketing makes up 50% of your success because if you can't clearly communicate to your people, they're not going to see what a badass coach you are, right? And this is why so many coaches are struggling these days. So that's why we're going over this. And that's why we're going to be covering what we're going to be covering. So let me just run through what we're going to be covering. Since I said that like 10 times. Okay, so first we're going to talk about mastering your marketing mindset. I'm going to give you some secrets, and you guys will hear me say success leaves clues. Over the past 2 years, I've got to work with people like Tony Robbins. I've got to work with people like Pedro Adeo. I've got to work with people like Dean Graziosi, been in their groups, taken their masterminds. And let me just tell you, success leaves clues. Now, there's a lot that the gurus are doing that I'm going to call BS on, but one thing is what we're going to talk about next is the things that they're doing that if you started adopting that mindset, you're going to follow into success as well, because success does leave clues. Just like you can predict in your life when you make those bad decisions over and over and over again, right? You're going to get the same results. Just like you can with success. So if you keep taking those steps long enough, guess what? Success is going to find you, because this is the secret behind the mindset. But it's not all about mindset. It's not just about mindset, right? Otherwise, our affirmations, we could sit home, we could, zen out, we could just do our affirmations and everything would just come to us. No. I wish. There are some people that believe that, but unfortunately, it's not just about the mindset. It's about taking action. And in that, you need marketing and you need strategy. But we'll get into that. All right. So number 2, we're going to look at your audience and clearly define the problem, because this is so important. And we're going to talk about the transformation statement, right? If nothing else, if you leave tonight with a clear transformation statement, man, you are golden. Like you are on the right track. Number 4, we're going to talk about creating smaller offerings to cater to your people's current situation. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that coaches make is they're trying to get their people from point A to point Z in one step, right? They're trying to get them the whole enchilada, the whole transformation in one step. And it doesn't work that way. We need to be able to identify where our people are at. And so I want you to ask yourself this. If in business, there are really 3 phases. There's startup, there's stay up, and there's scale up. So in the comments, put in where you're at. Are you starting up? Are you staying up? Meaning that you've had some success, you just are looking to scale now, or are you've got the process down, you've got the system down, and now you're just looking to take it to the next level. Start up, stay up, or scale up. Well, you're going to need to find where your people are in that journey too, because you don't want to give them the whole transformation. People do not have the attention span for the transformation until you start getting them wins, right? So we need to identify that where our people are at. And then our fifth thing is then we need to create a plan. So tonight I'm going to give you the plan of what the overall looks like. And then by the end of our training in a couple of days, I'm going to give you the game plan to literally take everything we've talked about and put it into action. So, mastering your mindset. Now, let me just tell you, you guys, here's the reason why we need a pair of fresh eyes. Here's the reason why coaches need coaches, is because, again, by the time that we're 35 or older, 95% of what we think, what we feel, and what we do is subconscious pre-programmed behavior. It's like when you're driving in the snow and you're in those ruts, right? And you can't get out of those ruts because you've gone through the tracks so many times. It's like now indented in and it's almost impossible to get out. Well, that's what happens with the grooves in our brain as well. And so we need new perspectives as we start to do these new connections. The more we create the new connection, the more we practice the new connection, the faster that connection is going to get, while the other connections, the older connections, start to die off. So when we're talking about mindset, we're talking about building one bridge at a time. Now, most of the coaches that I work with, most of the entrepreneurs that I work with, they are idea people, right? And they have so many ideas, they don't know where to start, or they want to do all things all at the same time. So what they're doing is they're building all these multiple bridges. Well, what happens when you build multiple bridges, but you don't finish any of them? Guess what? You end up in the water. And when that happens, you blame the strategy or you blame the tactic, when really it was, what were you trying to do? And that's why we talk about building with intention, building with value, because we are going to build one bridge at a time. So second, getting rid of limiting beliefs. We're going to talk about this in a minute, but first you need to be aware. Before you can change any habit, before you can change any thought, we have to be aware that we're doing it, right? So I want you to start paying attention where you start when you're saying, I'm not good at tech. I don't like to sell. I'm not good at selling. Whatever that could be, I want you to start paying attention to that. And I want you to add one word to that sentence. I want you to add a yet. Right? Because when we say yet, we're not owning the limitation. We may be owning the limitation right now, but we're not in the future. Because let me just tell you, because you've always been a certain way does not mean that you always have to be the same way. Just because you've made a long time making a mistake doesn't mean you need to continue it. So that's why we're going to be super aware of our words, because our words are 10 times more powerful than our thoughts. So any of those sentences that you say like that, which we're going to identify next, I want you to put a yet behind. And then we are going to move you from consumer to creator. How many trainings have you seen like this? How many webinars? How much information have you consumed, right? It's not about more information. It's about the application of the information. And that's why tonight, what gets rewarded gets repeated, right? And what gets repeated gets remembered. So that's why you're going to get some incentives for staying on, for being on this live, because like I said, the action that you take, when that gets rewarded, you're going to repeat it again. And let me just tell you that success loves fast action. And then adopting a fluid mindset. Like, how's a little brain down there with a martini? I love it. Hang on. He's drinking his little martini. Let me just make sure you guys, like I said, if you are watching on Facebook, sweet. Just want to make sure everything is still grooving. If you're watching on Facebook, I can't see your comments. So when I go back to StreamYard, we'll see, and I'll take a pause because I want to be able to answer any questions that you guys have. So adopting a fluid mindset. when you adopt a fluid mindset, what you're going to realize is that it's not these huge changes, right? It's not a 180 that you have to do. No, it's that 1%. It's those 1% adjustments. It's that just taking that little tweak, right? It's just tweaking that. And it's not about throwing the whole strategy or the whole tactic out, right? And this is where it really comes into play with marketing, because what grabs people's attention today might not be what grabs people's attention tomorrow. So we have to be able to think on our feet. We have to be able to move with the trends, right? Because human behavior is constantly changing. So I'm going to go into the 6 or the 7 secrets of a 6-figure mindset. And we're going to talk about these because as we go through this training, I want you to adopt this kind of thinking. This is the mindset that once you adopt this, let me just tell you, you are going to, success follows this mindset when you take action. So the secret behind a 6-figure mindset is, first and foremost, you start with the end in mind, right? We're going to build that intentional vision and we're going to work backwards. So we have to think about what that vision looks like. And this is where, again, so many coaches are going out there selling their products, selling their services, trying to hustle for clients, but they don't even have a sales goal, right? So we have to have that end vision in mind, because here's the really great thing about your mind is your brain, its job is to turn your thoughts and to turn the visions that you have in your head into reality. And that works whether you're doing it in an empowering way or that works if you're doing it in a disempowering way. So by working and intentionally setting that vision forward, this is where you're going to start doing it in an empowering way. So we need to start with a vision. We need to start with the intention. Now, granted, the reason why most people don't like to do this is because it takes a little bit more work up front, right? You don't get the cool strategy right away. You don't get the cool tactic or the shiny little object right away. No, you have to do some work before you get it. But once you do that work up front, let me just tell you, you're building on a solid foundation. Now, number 2, time does not equal money. We're going to get into this more tomorrow, but it does not equal money. That was a lie from corporate marketing, so you would trade your dollars for hours and they could leverage that. That's where that saying came from. But let me just tell you, time is not a renewable resource. Money is. Time is not renewable. You can't get back your time, but you can get back your money. If you've been thinking that time equals money, I need you to recognize that it doesn't, right? Money is renewable, time is not. Now, third, begin now, better later, right? It's beta now, better later. Begin now, better later. Now, can you imagine a company like Apple if they waited for perfection? If they waited until they had an iPhone 11 ready, like there would have never been a 1 through 10. But a 6-figure mindset knows that there's always those little mental adjustments that can be made, just like Toyota. It's small and consistent. Their Kaizen is small and consistent tweaks, right? Improvements that we can improve upon, every constant and never ending improvement. That's what those little things are. So begin now, better later. Stop waiting to be ready. Stop waiting for it to be perfect and put it out there, right? Like I said, fast action is the key to success, right? Success loves action. Now, another one is they hire coaches, right? Because they know that marketing is all about having that fresh perspective. And let's just face it, as human beings, we solve the problem. We try and find a solution with the same thinking that caused the problem. And we're in and stuck in those grooves in our head. And that's why we can't think our way out of it. We need a new perspective. So this is where every single coach, even somebody like Tony Robbins, will find a coach or a mentor in some sort of area that they want to be better at. So coaches hire coaches. Now, number 5 is they are not the exception to the rule. You are not the exception to the rule. I am not the exception to the rule. I am not special. You are not special. Joe Schmo over here is not special, but yet we are all special because literally failure and success leaves clues. The way that we believe about something, whether we think we can or we can't, guess what? That's the truth that we create. So you're not the exception. I'm not the exception. I'm not somebody that could do this because I am a rock star or an expert or a guru or I started out with all of these advantages. No, I built from sub-zero and you can too. And then number 6 is they believe in transformation over transactional. This is huge because this is going to be your language in marketing. It's all about transformation. It's not about the dollar for the hour. It's about the dollar for the transformation. So I need to get you out of that transactional thinking into transformational, because marketing is all about how clearly you can communicate that transformation to your people. And then number 7 is they believe that selling is serving. So if you can look at those mindset shifts and you can start following in the footsteps of those mindset shifts, man, you're going to be ahead of the game, because just by you being here puts you in a higher percentage than most people, because most people don't show up. But if you're here, if you're watching this, this means that there is a huge part of you that is ready for transformation. People don't find me by accident. I don't find my people by accident. I show up when they're ready to change. I show up when they're ready to make a commitment. Now, what we're going to talk about is I want to do this little exercise with you. And this was something that really, really empowered me. This was something that really, really helped me when I had a head full of excuses. What I want to do is I'm going to put on some here and I'm going to set a timer for 3 minutes. And what I want you to do is I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to list out all of the excuses that have kept you, all of the thoughts that have kept you back, all of the excuses that have kept you back, all of the reasons that have kept you back. And whatever they are, I want you to write them down on a piece of paper. I want you to write down everything. Get it all out of your head. I'm going to set a timer here for 3 minutes. I'll put on some music. And I want you to do this exercise. So again, what do we talk about? This isn't a passive experience. I want you to get everything out of this training. I want you to get 100% out of this training. And that means that it's all about the energy that you put into it. So I want you to find all of those dark thoughts, all of those reasons, all of those excuses that you've had, that you've ever used to hold you back. I'm not good at tech. I don't like selling. I don't know enough. I'm not enough. I'm not smart enough. I had too much trauma. I have a drinking problem. I have a drug problem. I don't sleep. I've lost friends. Whatever that is, I want you to take those things and write them down. And we're going to blow them out of the water after 3 minutes. So I'm going to start. Okay, so get your pen, get your paper. I'm going to set it for 3 minutes and I'm going to throw on some music. All right, timer is going. We're going to start some music here. All right. We're going to start some music. So go ahead. Timer is on. I'm going to make sure everything is still working. All right, I want you to think of every excuse, you guys, whatever you've used in the past to hold yourself back. It's usually, I'm not enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I didn't graduate high school. I didn't go to college. I don't have any certifications. I talk too much. I'm too intense. I'm single. I'm married. Whatever those things are, I want you to write them all down, because this is where you are going to make the change, right? And just like this song, whatever it takes, this is where you get to decide what your future looks like. Your past steps do not define where you're going, right? You get to define your future. And one of the best things that I love to say is that The best way to create, the best way to find your purpose is to create it. So write down every single excuse. I'm not good at tech. My memory sucks. I don't remember things very well. I'm not very book smart. I haven't read a lot of books. I don't know anything about business. I wouldn't have anything to teach anybody. I don't have enough money. I can't afford it. I don't have time for it. I've always been this way. I've never been this way. I'm not good around people. I'm not good at speaking up on stage. All of these things, get them all out, right? Get them all out of your head right now, because this is where we are going to declare a new change, right? Because in your commitment of doing whatever it takes, this isn't just a business. This is your vehicle to your purpose. This is your vehicle to your impact. This is your vehicle to your prosperity, right? It's not just you playing this game. It's how many people you can impact, how many people, how many lives you can change by being you. But you can't do it when you're holding on to these doubts. You can't do it when you're holding on to these excuses. So get it all out. Continue to write. We've got about 20 seconds, but I want you to think about every single one. I don't care if you've done this exercise before. I want you to do it again. And then we've got about 10 seconds, you guys. So get it all out. Get the last of them out. All right. Now what I want you guys to do, let's go back to, all right, we're going to do this for a minute. What I want you guys to do is I want you to take this piece of paper that you just wrote all those excuses down, and I want you to just tear it up. And I want you to tear it up so that you can't tear it up anymore, right? Like all of those little teeny pieces. Now, some people like to burn it, but just keep ripping. Keep ripping. And what you're doing by this is you are telling yourself that you are never going to allow those excuses to stop you ever again, right? You're not allowing those doubts, those thoughts to rule your future anymore. And like I said, just keep tearing until you can't tear up anymore. Just keep going. Just keep tearing it up. And what this does, you guys, is this is you taking your future back, right? This is you taking back your thoughts. This is you taking back your vision. This is you taking back your purpose. Because like I said, the best way to find your purpose is to create it. And that's exactly what we are doing with this. Now, you can do one of two things. You can go outside, and since it's paper, you can let it go outside. You can let it go in the wind. You can bury it. You can burn. Whatever for you is letting it go, I want you to make sure you can keep it. And every time you look at it, and every time you want to let one of those run your future, you can look at it and remember your commitment, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to make a commitment to yourself right now. You can make a commitment to me, but you can lie to me, right? You can lie to everyone else, but you can't lie to yourself. So I want you to write in the comments right now. If you're on YouTube, I don't care if you're on Facebook, I don't care where you're at. I want you to say, I commit. Right? I commit. Because if you aren't committed to your future, let me just tell you, nobody else will be. About you taking back your power. This is about you taking back your potential. This is about you owning that vision, right? Nothing is going to stand in your way. Just like that song, whatever it takes, right? Now we know that you may not get there tomorrow. You may not get there in a month from now. You may not even get there in a year from now. But from this moment on, you are committing to do whatever it takes to living out your purpose, to living out your prosperity, to living out your potential to help other human beings have a better life and help you and your family to have a better life. That's what we're here about, right? You don't have to find your purpose. Your purpose is you were put here to serve. You just need to figure out a strategy and a plan in this century to figure out how to do that in the best way, right? That's why marketing is so fun. And that's why selling is so, when you're doing it with value, when you're doing it with integrity, so fun because you get to transform lives, right? You get to transform lives don't sell your product or you don't sell your services, let me just tell you, you guys, people don't value free. People start to pay attention when they start to pay. That wasn't something that I realized until I found my first 10,000 for a program. Then I realized how much I invested in myself, how much I was willing to put forth the risk for the reward, right? Because I had some skin in the game. So people don't value free. And when you're charging somebody, you're not doing them a disservice. You are doing them a service because guess what? They need to commit to themselves. They need to put some skin in the game. They need to say, listen, I realize that time is not renewable, but money is. So I know that I'm going to make that. I know that I'm going to make back this money, but I'm not going to be able to make back the time. I want to save my time. Like I said, that's part of that six-figure strategy mindset. All right, we're going to go back to this. All right, you guys, so let's go on to the next. And let me ask you a question here, because this is what it's all about. Would you rather spend a few months to save a few bucks? Or would you rather spend a few bucks to save a few months? Now, this is a huge question, but let me tell you, because I was answering this question wrong, it cost me so much of my life. Because I always said I couldn't afford it. I always said I was too afraid to invest. I was always trying to do it myself. I was trying to save a few bucks, right? But I was wasting so many months. Because if you put it off for 3 months from now, if you say, well, I'm not ready yet, but I will be in 3 months, you only have to do that 4 times and you've just wasted a year. Think about that. So when you hire a coach, when you hire a mentor, when you get somebody to walk that's been through it, to walk you through it, to take your hand and to guide you, let me just tell you, you are saving your months. You are saving your time. And I wish that somebody would have really, really gotten this through to my head when I was younger, because I always thought that I'd rather spend a few months to try and save a few bucks. Well, that cost me more time than I can ever get back. So I want you to really think about that question. And here's the thing, you guys, you don't have to be an expert to be somebody's hero. And you have the power to save lives. Like I said, I'm not a rock star. I'm not a social media guru or influencer. No, I'm just a normal person that has a passion to help people, that has a passion to want to serve people. And because of that, I've been able to get messages like this. I'm not going to read all of them here, but I want you just to, here's the messages that you can get from people. Working with Dustin has been a roller coaster of bliss. I have been challenged, encouraged, supported, loved, and empowered through this challenge, right? If you are someone who has been feeling there is untouched magic inside of you, reach out to Dustin. She will empower you to take that sparkle and realize that you've been carrying around a diamond on the inside all along. What would that feeling be worth for you? Because that's what it's all about. This is another beautiful one that I got. I can't express it through the phone, but my life could have just been saved. My future by how I will handle tonight and tomorrow and the rest of my life. You are extremely needed. I think you are the best, and I'm going to be a walking billboard of what Dustin Wheeler has done for me. Right? I'm not a rock star. I connected with my people, right? I took a chance. I took a risk on myself. I was vulnerable. And this is the kind of reward that I get. This is what gets me up in the morning. This is why I do what I do. And I want you to get messages like that as well. But like I said, it's not just the mindset. It's also about the marketing and strategy. Now, let me just tell you guys, our brains were designed to keep us safe. So as our brains are trying to keep us safe, the second that we start doing something that we've never done before, the second that we start putting ourselves in a more vulnerable place, stepping outside our comfort zone, this 4 little F word is going to come up. And it's fear, right? As we start to talk about narrowing your audience, as we start to talk about narrowing your niche, right? This fear is going to come up. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Right? Because the second that we start to step out of our comfort zone, the second that we start to bring clarity, our brain's like, no, 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 no. I'm gonna let fear jump in here because I want fear to stop you because I don't want you to do this. It's a matter of when, it's not a matter of if. And this is why it's so crucial to have somebody walking beside you to let you know, hey, you've got this. Hey, continue forward. This doesn't last forever. But you have to keep pushing through. All right, so now we're going to talk about a little bit of the strategy and the tactics. We're going to start getting into what this actually looks like. And then if you guys have any questions, make sure you're posting questions in the Facebook group. Make sure you're writing them down. We're going to be able to answer some questions here, but I want to make sure that I give you I'm leaving it all out on the table, you guys. For the next 3 days, I'm giving you everything I got. Because if nothing else, if we don't continue forward together, I want to make sure that you've got everything you need to get this done. All right, so here's what I want you to think about. This is like basically the clarity that we have can be summed up like this. Who is our audience and what problem do we solve? Right? Who am I speaking to? And what problem am I solving? Now, you'd be surprised at how many coaches and how many people in business can't answer this. Well, I'm going to give you something that I call a transformation statement. I'm going to give it to you in a couple of ways because this is going to be homework. All right, so I want you to think about what is your transformation statement. And I want you to take your phone and I want you to screenshot this picture because this is going to be part of your homework and you need to be able to answer this and put this in the group to be eligible for tonight's prize. All right, I help who get rid of a problem without having to do what? I help who become more who they want to become. I help who achieve their deepest desires. Or I teach who how to learn something that they believe that they lack. Okay, I know that's a lot. But in this statement doesn't have to be for anybody else but you. But I want you to write a clear statement down and put this in front of you because the more you can get clear on this, the further ahead you are going to be in your marketing of attracting the people that you want to attract. So Post-it notes, card, carry it in your purse. And just know, you guys, don't be afraid to get this out because here's the thing in marketing is it's those small incremental adjustments. And so often we want to not write it down. We want to not say it because we don't want to get stuck in it. But I promise you in marketing, where you start is not going to be where you end up. The more you get this out, the more you make room for new ideas, the more you make room for new clarity. So don't be afraid to get this out. Don't be afraid to write this sentence 10 times. And I'm going to show you just an example of what my transformation statement is, right? I help coaches hack their buyer's brain using brain and heart-based science and psychology so that they can sell out their signature programs. Who is my who? Coaches. What is the problem? Hack their buyer's brain using brain and heart-based science and psychology. What is their deepest desire so they can sell out their signature program? That's my transformation statement. So I want you, as part of the homework tonight, you guys, I want you to write a clear and simple transformation statement and post it in the group. All right, so there's mainly 3 things that in all of this training we're going to talk about, right? This is your sales tool. You've got your audience, you've got your offer, and you've got your pitch. Now, we're going to go a little bit deeper into understanding that a product is not an offer. An offer is the whole diamond. An offer is all the facets of what your product and everything that you do is. An offer is what's going to help them save time. An offer is what's going to help them save money. And so often when we start out as coaches, we want to talk about the benefits our offer. We want to talk about like the vehicle that's going to get them to the transformation, but we need to talk about the transformation. And so we talked about our audience. We talked about what product or what problem you solve. And then we're going to go into the offer. You're going to see what my offer is, and you're going to understand the difference between a product and an offer and how you can start to create yours. And then the pitch is how you promote. And let me just tell you guys, there is no cookie cutter. Right? This is why in the program that I'm offering you, it's not a cookie cutter. Like we're going to sit down and create a specialized plan just for you, right? Because you are your own business. You have your own problems. You've got your own life. You've got your own decisions that you have to make before we can create that plan for you. So it's not just one size fits all. That's the biggest lie out there. But the gurus are telling you that because they want you to buy their course, right? They want you to buy this. But have you ever bought a course, gotten all the way through it, and felt like there was something missing? Yeah, because you're going to get stuck. You're going to have those roadblocks. And those are things that sometimes you can't figure out on your own. So you need that new perspective. You need that coaching to help you through those problems. And then next, we're going to grow and nurture your biome. So we're going to talk about your biome being your Facebook group and your biome being your emails. Well, you may say, hey, I don't have a Facebook group yet. That's okay. We're going to talk about it. And I'm a huge fan of using Facebook groups in the right way. It's not just another Facebook group. I know that there are so many out there right now, but there's a rhyme and a reason behind Facebook groups right now. Facebook loves Facebook groups. They're even advertising it, Facebook groups on TV. Well, that just helps you get into Facebook's favor. And using the power of Facebook groups, you get to now put your audience in a community. And let me just tell you, one of the biggest reasons why people want to be a part of something is because they want to feel that connection. They want to be a part of that community. And if you're watching this, then you're a part of my community, right? For the empathic entrepreneurs, the course creators, and then your emails. The reason why I want to talk about your email list too, whether you have one or not, and it's okay if you don't. I started out with zero audience, right? I had to build mine. The reason why I love emails is because your email list is yours. Right? If something were to happen and social media were to go down and we still had emails, right? That is your property. That is where your gold is. And that's where another way that you can nurture your audience. And so basically getting people to take action, getting people to move in the way that you want them to, they have to know, like, and trust you. So I'm a huge fan of Facebook because you can do Facebook Lives. That's the most efficient way to build know, like, and trust, and you can build emails. And yes, people still read their emails. I love emails, and I get probably 200 emails a day, but I love all of the emails that I get from everybody. So you may not like them. A lot of people start out saying, oh, emails, I wish I didn't get so many. But the thing is that people, if you're speaking the right messages, you will land with your right people. And email is one of the best ways to connect. We're talking about nurturing them with engaging content that's relevant to them. Now, most of the people I know that are not very good at this, they are the hero of their story. And when I say relevant, engaging content that's relevant, you need to make your person the hero of the story. So that's another reason why you need to know your person inside and out, because they're the hero, not you. Having those conversations, right? Those conscious conversations. If you're a part of this group, chances are you and I have had a pretty deep intellectual conscious conversation, because I don't just let anybody in this group. I hand pick people. And yes, that may take longer in the long run, but I build people that are quality people. I build people that are going to be an amazing fit to this community. So there's conversation, you guys. People are having a really hard time communicating. So if you get good at having conversations, man, you're going to be golden. And live streaming, that's another thing. I'm the queen of live stream. I love, love, love live streaming. Now, you may not like it, but I'm going to tell you that is the fastest and most effective way to build quick know, like, and trust, because people get to see you. So live streaming is amazing. All right, so then we're going to talk about the ladder a little bit. We're going to go into this much deeper tomorrow, but this is kind of the value ladder, right? And this is where we get to start making some decisions. You've seen, I'm sure, a lead magnet. You've got your gateway product. In the form of a gateway product for the purposes of this training, I'm going to talk about it being a workshop, because a workshop is something that I have found to be the most effective. But your gateway product can be a mini course. It can be a masterclass. It can be a webinar. It can be all of of those things, but it's that gateway product that's going to solve one problem for your people. And then you start to go into mid-ticket. It's a percentage of the transformation, and then you have your signature program, group coaching, and then your one-on-one, which should be your high-ticket offers. So as we go through that, like I said, we're going to go into that deeper tomorrow. But create a plan. This is your plan. I want you to screenshot it, and just so you have it, the first part of the plan would be to create a Facebook group. Don't do it yet, because there's a reason and there's a purpose behind how you want to create this group. We're going to start creating an email list for you. We're going to create a binge-worthy workshop for you. We're going to create that 4-step funnel. You don't have to have a fancy website. You don't have to have this complicated funnel. No, you can easily do it in less than 4 steps, but 4 steps is a great one. So, and you'll see what I'm talking about, that you can add, if you've got multiple products, you can add multiple things. If you only have one product, if you don't have a product yet, if it's just a workshop, you're going to start out with a 1-page funnel. That's totally okay too. But we're going to start utilizing that so you can start capturing your audience's emails, and then you're going to move them through your funnel. But like I said, we'll go into that deeper tomorrow. And then we're going to teach you how to launch, grow, and scale. That is your plan. And the strategy and the tactic, that's a great plan. So right now, as I talk about the invitation to take this to the next level, you guys, you have 2 choices. And this is going to be the 2 choices that you'll have today, tomorrow, and the next day, right? You can continue being the hustler. You can continue moving forward without a plan, the do-it-yourselfer, keep wasting the time, keep jumping from one shiny object to the other, not being consistent, right? And bringing in inconsistent income. You know, and when you do this, you end up working harder, not smarter. You don't have a clear direction. You end up with a lot of broken bridges, you know, because how many of you have taken multiple courses, multiple programs, and never really had success, right? It's not the strategy. It's not the tactic. It's the building the one bridge at a time, where, again, you can continue to build multiple bridges at a time. And when you only put in 1%, you're only going to get in 1% back. Or you can choose to be the successor. Now, this is doing the work and creating a clear plan up front. And I've got step-by-step instructions on how to do that, because I'm going to tell you a little bit about how my program's a little different. Instead of hustling for clients, you're going to create an online system that's going to attract and automate so much of this, right? Because it's all about getting your time freedom back, and to be able to picture yourself sitting on a beach, reading your favorite book, taking in the sun, and all of a sudden you get a text, and guess what? You get a text that says that you've got a new sale. Like, how would you like to have a text that looks like this? You've got a new sale. You've got a new sale. You've got a new sale. That means that I have got my time freedom back, right? Yeah, that's what it's all about. Now, you can continue being the badass coach that you are, but guess what? This allows you to extend your reach and your impact. And when you start to follow this system, there is no ceiling on your earning, right? You're not capped out. If you're just doing one-on-one coaching, if you're just doing one-on-one training, how many hours do you have a week to be able to do that? Do you want to do it 40? For coaching, that's a lot, but then you're capped out at 40. So if you want to impact, why wouldn't you want to create a system that's going to help you increase that impact? The system allows you to work smarter, not harder, right? Because we all know when we get burnt out, when we get overwhelmed, we don't want to do anything. And then we lose our momentum, and then we're right back to where we started, not making any progress, not making any income, and not making any impact. And this allows you, we're going to build one bridge at a time, because we're going to build a bridge and we're going to finish it. The great thing about this system is you don't have to have it all completed before you start. No, you build one bridge at a time, and then guess what? You get the previous to start working for you. And we're going to set measurable milestones and measure your progress. Now, here are just some things, you guys. I just wanted to highlight a couple of things, because like I said, your being here is not by accident, right? I find my people when I need. I was Dustin during a period of darkness in my soul, a time when I needed a genuine leader to point the way. In my challenge that I did, Alicia says, girl, I'm staying with you. The changes in my heart is already unbelievable. That was in the second day, you guys. And why? It's because we're using brain and heart-based science and psychology behind the marketing. It's not just trying to go out and get money. It's serving first, right? It's giving value. It's taking intentional steps because our outcome is impact. So here's another one. For the past 3 years, work with numerous online marketing professionals, but for the first time in years, I'm clear about who my ideal friend is. That was after a few weeks, you guys. So I wanted to show you, and I've got hundreds of messages like that. So as we go through your two, you can continue to do everything on your own, keep wasting your time, resources, trying to figure it out. Like I said, keep jumping from one shiny thing to the next, keep taking course after course after course with not getting any results. Continue feeling like maybe you're the only one that's just not getting it, that's just not able to be successful online. And again, working harder without getting the results that you want. Or you can start and grow your business, grow your audience, and start making impact and income. Because I want you to join me in the offer binge, and this is going to be a 6-week done with you program. It's going, at the end of 6 weeks, you are going to have a system set up that is going to start working for you. You are going to learn how to get crystal clear on your messaging so that you can start attracting your perfect people. And you're going to feel less stressed and overwhelmed because you have a plan, and I literally am going to walk you through how to do every part of it. Done with you. Now, how many courses have you taken that you've been to do it on yourself and maybe you don't finish the course? Maybe you get through the course and you still have questions and you give up because you didn't have the support you needed. Maybe it was the tech that was scary that you just couldn't figure out. This is why, this is the part that has been missing from your life, a done with you program. So consider me your Morpheus right now, and you are my Neo. Right? You've got two choices. You can take the red pill and we can go down this rabbit hole, my friends, and we can really, really open up and see just how much potential and power and prosperity you can get in your life, or you can continue to do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Those are the two choices that you have. Now, if you're like, hey, that's a no-brainer, right? Then what I want you to do is I want you to go to, I'm going to give you the website, but here's the thing, you guys, is for this 6-week program, I'm going to go over everything that's included. Right now, you are going to get the option for early bird pricing, and you're going to get the offer binge for $9.97. So that's great. That's a great price for a 6-week grouping program, because we're going to meet twice a week, once on Tuesday and once on Saturday. Now, those days can change if the group wants to meet at different times, but here's the thing, is because I want to do a done with you session, and then I want to have a Q&A session where you can actually get your questions answered, but I'm going to be walking you through every step of the way. So that's great. I've got monthly payments that you can do, 3 monthly payments. You're going to pay a little bit more, or you can do the paid in full. But here's the amazing thing. Here's what I want to talk to you guys about, because this is killer. So as one of the fast action bonuses, meaning that if you're one of the first 20 people who sign up, I'm also going to give you a full year subscription to the funnel builder software that I use, and you're going to get the tech support through me. Dude, that's a $300 value right now. Everything that it took me a year to figure out with this program, you are going to get it for free. So you don't have to worry about a landing page. You don't have to worry about a website. You don't have to worry about a funnel. Guess what? Because I'm going to help you build every single step of it. We're going to build it together, right? There's no more guessing. There's no more tech issues. We're going to show you. I'm going to show you how to connect the whole thing, and I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to walk you through step by step. So you're also going to get another good fast action bonus. This is bonus number 2. And you guys, there's so much here. I can't even, just wait till the next page. You're going to be so amazed. So bonus 2 is Facebook groups that sell, because remember, like I told you, there is a way that you do want to set up your Facebook group. You want to do it very strategically, and I've got a small mini course that's going to walk you through step by step, that's going to show you how to start positioning yourself, how to start positioning your group as the go-to in your field. Because if your people don't know you, if your people don't know, like, and trust you, you have to start positioning yourself as the person that they want to go to. So it's going to help you learn how to create, build, and run a successful a Facebook group the right way, so you can maximize that impact and income. All right, so what's included, you guys? So I talked about the first fast action bonuses. Dude, the funnel opportunity, let me just tell you, I would have paid thousands and thousands of dollars for that, because that has been the biggest hurdle, is trying to figure that all out on my own. I didn't have the option. Nobody gave me a year subscription where you don't have to pay for it. And not only that, we're going to walk through step by step the setup. It's not just like, hey, go figure it out on your own. I'm going to do it with you. So by the end of this 6 weeks, you are going to have a system. You are going to have a functioning system. So there is no other software you have to buy, right? Like, that's amazing to me. Because have you ever taken those courses before that they have all this stuff and then you have to go buy 5 more things when you're done? And it was like, well, I wish I would have just known that. There are no, like, nothing else that's hidden behind this. But that funnel opportunity, the funnel builder opportunity, is only for the first 20 people. So this is why fast action is going to get rewarded. And what gets rewarded gets repeated. And guess what? What gets repeated gets remembered. So let's go through real quickly what else is included. We're going to go through this tomorrow and the Wednesday too, but you're going to get 6 done with you coaching sessions. Actually, it's not just 6, it's 12, because we're going to do 2 a week. You're going to get that 1-year free subscription to the funnel builder. You're going to get instant access, because we're not going to start right away with the coaching. We're going to get you prepared for 2 weeks, and then we're going to start on the, I believe it's the 21st, but you'll get all that information of when we're going to start. If you can't catch it live, it's going to be recorded. You guys, I have a whatever it takes guarantee. I don't do a money back guarantee, but I do a whatever it takes. We're going to get you results. I do a result guarantee that by the end of the 6 weeks, you are not going to be just left to do this on your own. You are actually going to have something that's functional, that can start working for you. So you're going to get instant access to my binge-worthy workshops, worksheets, and modules. That is literally going to take you, that's going to be all the pre-work, right? So you can do that on your own. It's got everything you need. If you're like, hey, I just want to get this up and running, I want to see how fast I can do it. Literally, there's a game plan in there that you can turn around in 5 days. You can get your workshop created and ready to launch. It's got everything in there for you. You're going to get a pop-up Facebook community. You're going to get a workbook that's going to help you attract your perfect 2. You're going to get a workbook that's going to help you design your offer. You're going to get some information and some not just information, but you're going to get some resources that are going to help you pitch like a professional. We're going to give you some understanding of how to create that copy that converts your people into taking action. And here's another fabulous gold mine, you guys, is you are going to get access to my template heaven. Now, let me just tell you what that means. That means every step of the way, whether it's the emails, whether it's the sales copy, whether it's the Facebook post, whether it's the Facebook ads, whatever that is, you guys, I have every single template that you need. Now, what does that mean? That means that you don't have to write any of it. It's all going to be generated for you. Now, you're going to put your own spin on it. You're going to add your own flair to it, but I literally have a template for you for every, have to start from scratch, right? That is amazing, you guys. And it's my template heaven, because man, that is a huge time saver. That is going to save you months and months. Like I said, there's no scratching your head on this. There's no trying to figure it out on your own. We are going to have every step. At the end of 6 weeks, you are going to have a complete system, right? And then you're going to get some other fast action bonuses. You're going to get the 3-minute mindset makeover. You're going to get our 21-day master your money blocks affirmations. That's going to help you with any of that, those money blocks in your, and then you're going to get the Facebook groups that sell. That is what is included, you guys, for $9.97. Whew. Like that is a lot. That is so much. I can't even tell you what an amazing deal you guys are getting for just $9.97. But the reason why I'm doing it is because I have been duped into buying the $2,000 courses. I've been duped into buying a $12,000 mastermind where they didn't give me all this stuff. I don't want you out on your own. I want you to have a solid system. And from all of the things that I found that were missing from the course that I bought here and the course that I bought here, this is it. It's the done with you part. And I want to make sure that you get it done. So here's what you need to do. So I want you to go to DustinLeeWheeler.com, take a screenshot of this, go to the offer, because this early bird pricing is not going to last, you guys. It's early bird fast action bonuses for a reason, because I want to reward the fast action. I want to reward the people that are saying, yes, I'm ready to commit. Yes, I'm ready to invest in myself. Because here's the thing, is that what you don't realize is based on your pricing, you may only need one sale to make up what you invested in it, depending on what you're doing, right? You may only need 10 sales. Now, tomorrow I'm going to map out and show you what that pathway looks like, because I want to show you that 6 figures is not as far away as you think that it is. So what I need you to do right now is I need you to go to DustinLeeWheeler.com/the offer. You're going to see the offer binge, and I want you to click buy, because you are not going to get this price and this deal with all of these bonuses again. I want you to do that right now. Here's what I want you to ask yourself. If you're on the fence with it, please message me. If you're like, man, I'm just not sure yet, I just don't know, what I want you to do is I want you to reach out to me, because I want you to ask yourself this question. If you don't sign up for this, right? If you choose to walk away from a completed system that can start bringing you in monthly revenue and monthly income, what is it costing you if you don't sign up? I want you to think about that, because like we talked about with human behavior, it's all about leveraging the pain and pleasure. And so often we look at the cost of something, right? How much is it going to cost me? How much is it going to cost me? But we rarely ask ourselves, what is it costing you if you don't? And I want you to think about that. I want you to think about, if you turned your back on creating a system, there's no guessing to this game, right? At the end of 6 weeks, you are going to have a completed system. All you have to do is show up and do the work with me. Right? You're not doing it on your own. You're doing it with me, because I want you to be successful. I want to get you that win. So if you're going to have a completed system after 6 weeks, there's no guessing game about it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You will have it done. What is it costing you if you don't? How many more months are you going to continue to try and figure out everything when you're buying a little program here and a little program here, and none of them really fit together? Literally, you guys, I have everything you need. And not only that, for the last 3 years, I have been working with 6 and 7 figure earners. I have been studying and studying and studying. And this is a strategy that I wish that somebody would have told me about. All right. So I want you to put your questions, any questions that you have, you guys, I want you to put it in the comments. I want you to, like I said, the more you put energy that you put into this, the more you're going to get out of it. And we've still got 2 more freaking days of some amazing stuff. We're going to get more into the meat of stuff tomorrow, which I love the strategy. I love the tactics. But we needed to talk about the mindset. We needed to talk about those first things that come up, they block us before we ever start. So make sure questions in there. Since I can't see them online, what I'll do is I'll make sure that I bring them for tomorrow, and we'll address the questions tomorrow. So here's your homework. So first and foremost, what I want you to do is take a screenshot of this, and I want you to check your email, because there are so many people that are getting emails that haven't opened them. I want you to search Dustin@pathwaysthatprofit.com, and I want you to hit reply, because that's going to ensure that I get out of your spam. So check your spam, check your junk box, and this is just the way that emails roll. And I want you to hit reply and mark it not spam. Now, why I'm having you do that is because I'm going to send you out some good stuff, but you need to be able, I need to be able to communicate with you through email. So in order to be eligible for today's prize, which is going to be the Master Your Mindset, it's the 3-minute mindset makeover. That's going to be the prize for today. So it's for anyone who does this homework. First, you have to be engaged. You have to leave some comments, comment on some other people's comments. Make sure that you're going and you're hitting reply to any email. If you do it once, it'll be good for the rest of them. And then I want you to make a post with 2 key takeaways. What are 2 things that you remembered or 2 things that you wrote down that made you think in something in a different way, that was an aha moment or a breakthrough moment for you? Because like I said, you guys, what gets repeated gets remembered. So this is you not being passive about it. This is you taking that commitment and doing the work, right? It's you posting your key takeaways so it'll get remembered, so you can take immediate action on it. Because that's where most people fail. You may get the mindset, you may get the want, but you don't ever take action. So I'm asking you to trust me and take that action. So make a post in the group with your 2 biggest takeaways. And then you guys go to DustinLeeWheeler.com/the offer and buy the offer binge. I'm telling you, you guys, you're going to become part of the greatest superhero team of all time. And if you don't know me yet, just ask anybody in the group. They know how much I put my heart on the line. They know how much I'm here to serve. So again, this isn't about if you're going to get there. It's about when you're going to get there. If you give me your commitment, I commit to you to never giving up on you. I commit to you to never letting you stay down. I commit to you to not letting you may fail, but here's the thing, you guys, is that failing is learning. Right? There is no failure. It's just making those small incremental adjustments. So it may not happen on the first try. It may not happen on the second try, but with those little tweaks, it will happen if you're willing to commit, if you're willing to show up, and if you're willing to do the work with me. You guys, I won't let you down. So anyway, go click the link, go buy the offer binge right now. Make sure that you buy the offer binge, you guys, because I want you guys to get that funnel builder software, but it's only for the first 20 people. So make sure that if you've been struggling to try and figure out a funnel, if you don't want to pay $100 or $300 a month on ClickFunnels, I'm telling you, this has got everything you need, and we're going to do it with you. So you will have a finished funnel when we're done. So I love you guys so much. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We are going to go deeper into the strategy. We are going to go into why a workshop, and we're going to start putting those pieces together. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you guys so much for being with me. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. All right. Bye.